Fellow educators, I'm Jeremy Vizone, faculty member in Ed Leadership at Central Connecticut State University and former school principal. I'm excited to talk to you about my book, Empowering Teacher Leadership, Strategies and Systems to Realize Your School's Potential. So why are we talking about empowering teacher leadership anyway?
First, we know principals cannot and should not do it all. There is simply too much leadership required to operate effective schools for one person or small group of formal leaders to handle it all. Distribution of leadership is critical. Second, international evidence from highly successful countries like Finland indicates that trusting teachers to make decisions in the best interests of their students and schools is sound practice. Third, in my research with some of the most effective schools in the United States, teacher leadership is a staple and consistently found across these schools. And finally, we all know how the COVID-19 pandemic has created a need for teacher leadership that is stronger than it has ever been. We all need to empower teachers to lead and move their schools forward. In this book, I will share practical strategies to help schools become places where teacher leadership is just the way business is done. The book presents 3 guiding principles that are the touchstones for the entire text. These principles are empowerment. Our staff members feel competent and believe that they are equipped to make decisions in the best interest of our students and school. Our teachers have sound ideas that can improve what we do. Collegiality. Our staff works together to solve problems of practice. We do not work in isolation. What we learn, we share. And risk-taking. We do not advance if we do not try new things and experiment. We are not afraid to do things differently. Chapter 1 begins with the cultural foundations that are prerequisites for empowering teacher leadership. I'm sure you won't be surprised that we will begin with trusting relationships, positive messaging, and making the most of relationship opportunities in the small moments where trust is forged. Leaders sometimes misjudge this, quote, relationship stuff, end quote, as too basic to address. That's a trap. Think of the last time you put in any extra effort for relationships that were not positive, healthy, and mutually beneficial. Don't underestimate the power of relationships. Chapter 2 examines your school's systems to determine their alignment with our 3 guiding principles. How can we create systems that support teacher empowerment, collegiality, and risk-taking? For example, we need to create teams to help us distribute the work, communication channels to disseminate information, and procedures and routines to undertake the work of school improvement. Strategic systems are efficient and participative, but leaders, those systems won't create themselves. Chapter 3 introduces a structure for professional learning, the collegial visit, whereby teachers can learn from the most valuable resource available in your school, each other. You will learn to use peer observation as a vehicle for accelerating teachers' learning. When was the last time teachers in your school learned by watching each other teach? Chapter 4 outlines how to formalize teacher empowerment through a formal structure for their learning and leadership work, the Teacher Leadership Academy. Teacher leadership can be strategically built. Give these motivated professionals the knowledge and space to soar. Finally, Chapter 5 will look beyond your school to consider how teachers can be empowered to display leadership on a larger scale. Become involved, present, write, seek funding, testify.
Empowering teacher leadership is practical in presentation, grounded in research, and relatable to any context. A powerful potential lies dormant in your school. Empowering teacher leadership can help to realize that potential. Empowering teacher leadership can be found at Amazon.com, on the Routledge website, among other retailers. Be sure to take advantage of the e-resources, which give you editable access to many of the tools that are featured in the book. Now that you've heard about the book's content, Who's with me to empower teacher leadership? Let's get to work.